Welcome to Your OC Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony fandom. This show is unscripted and unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you are easily offended, do not watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 79 for September 18th, 2015. I am back, and this week we are looking at specific OC species that we couldn't fit into one episode. My name is Mummified Thunderbirds, the host and show manager. I am joined by...
Commander Sparkle, Assistant Project Manager.
Medibobo, I'm in charge of gathering questions and view interaction.
And I'm Smooth Sailing, and I'm the editor.
So, this last week, if you didn't know, I went to Equestria LA, which was the reason why I was gone last week. So it feels good to be back and up to date. I had a super fun time at that convention. By the time this episode airs, those should all have been updated and sent out to the world, so you can watch them at any time. So if you want an update on what I did at the con, feel free to go ahead and check that out. But in the meantime, this is this week's episode. Let's get started with some fan art. Speaking of the convention and what I did there and the video series that I did, I got fan art based off of that thing. Randomly in one of the videos, I noticed that I went into like a dead blank stare for like a good minute straight. So I'm like, why not accent it by having like this weird like zoom in thing going on with it? So Silverboy27 decided to make a little bit of fan art of that bit. It was during the part where I was on a coffee run with Burndo1 from the QDR Crusaders. I like the cutouts that Lena Lu Hu made. That was super fun.
Yeah. Yes, they're super cute.
Mine's absolutely adorable.
Mine is also absolutely adorable.
Is yours absolutely adorable as mine, though? Didn't think so.
We actually also got turned into alicorns by Japhet the Killer, and we'll get confused because Medi is the biggest by a good portion.
Despite the fact that I'm the biggest in the group.
Despite the fact that he's definitely not the biggest.
Despite the fact that I think I'm specifically the smallest.
Yeah, I think your OC is specifically small.
And then we have the Sketchling, who made a really interesting piece. All of us as mechas. And I specifically like how we are all mechas, yet the Mechacina, or the mech of Poppy Palette, or Yacina, is noticeably bigger than all of us.
Yes. I really like the pocket ponies. Those were really cute.
Yes, they're adorable.
I like the fact that mine's on like a little pinstripe suit.
Mine is the fluffiest.
You are
fluffiest of fluffy jackets.
I would have preferred to have Smooth's jacket. I have no idea what mine is.
Pajamas?
Get out.
Are they pajamas?
I believe they'd be pajamas.
Yeah, given how sleepy you look.
Then Cutie Pencil Case made the winners of the good and bad for last episode.
And the episode before.
And the episode before. But Soren took both gold medals there.
Wait, did they... They made a piece of Soren going off to slay a troll.
Yep.
Of course.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because that's where he was going. He was away at the war. Ah, so Smooth is the master of Magnet.
Yeah, because you guys compared my freaking helmet hair to Magneto in the first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And never since, thank goodness.
I just thought I'd transition into the aesthetics piece because it's hilarious. Though Smooth would never say that.
Yeah, I'm especially the only person here who would never say that.
He would make a kind of Smooth would make a joke like that, but because it's cursing, he would not make that specific one. But that was just I had to transition to that because it was too perfect. And also that face you're making.
I can see it.
I love that face.
I like the first face.
They're all pretty great.
And to match us being alicorns this episode, Yacina got an alicorn one as well.
Where she is a queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is the queen. Moving on to the actual OCs that we are going to be looking at this week, we are taking a look at some other OCs. Now, what do I mean by other? I mean ponies that are of a specific species that we were not able to get to in any of our episodes earlier. Like, let's say, like a mermaid or a spider pony. Not necessarily a spider hybrid pony. It's got to be an actual, like, specific
like
species.
An arachna pony.
Yeah. Like, it's got to be an actual species that is not something that we've already covered.
A hybrid.
Or a hybrid. It's got to be just 100% that thing. As opposed to last week, where it could be a combination of two things. Rolling the die fate, it rolled a 1. So that means I get to go first this week. This pony caught my eye for a very interesting reason. This is Galaxy Wish by Eve of Halloween, who, by the way, has made lovely fan art of our characters that are over in the...
Plug.
Now, they are a galaxy pony, or the actual species name is a Nebula Wisp pony. Some of her interests include she likes exploring, people watching, singing, and the Equestria species. She dislikes classical music, dry food, the color red, Big Mac, and most apples, because they're red. She is obsessed with unicorns, creepily so, has no respect for personal space, nor understands it, which is kind of ironic considering she's a, nebula-based pony, which I'm like, oh, that could be a pun on something. But her personality...
Could that?
What?
Could that?
I don't know, it could be. I mean,
she has infinite space to stay away from people. Won't.
Well, she'll be right up there in your business, like...
Well, I mean,
hey, what's going
she
on?
couldn't get out of people's space, and she is space.
Exactly, right? Her personality is that she is highly curious, active, alert of changes in the environment, friendly, easily spooked, and easily excited. When she was a foal, and she was kind of obsessed with space exploration, she found her destiny sphere, which is like a cutie mark for this pony, when she was like using a telescope and discovered a new comet. And the comet was apparently named P0N1.
Wait, why? The comet already had a name?
I don't know. She probably...
Or did she name it that?
I think she named it that. So, Galaxy grew up with a, quote, average intelligence, and then she, when she was old enough, she wanted to join the Exploration Corps. And it's Corps, not like a Corps as in like the military corps or something like that. It's Corps as in like center core, like the core of an Earth, which is weird, and I can't tell if they misspelled it on purpose or not.
I mean, it is a pun.
Yeah. When she was old enough, she was actually gifted a spaceship by her parents, and she went off in that spaceship to study life and things and objects. When she was pulled down to a planet's surface that happened to be down into like the Everfree Forest, and she managed to like survive the crash because she was like abruptly like pulled in, like, no, what am I doing? So anyway, so she decided to stumble through the forest, and as she ended up at the steps of Zerkora's hut, and like she collapsed from the damages and the force of gravity. After Zerkora found her, she ran to Twilight to get help and try to figure out things about this fascinating new creature. Because honestly, like, if this thing showed up, I'd be like, whoa, what the hell are you?
I was not who the hell, what the, like, what is this?
What is this? Literally what? So after she, like, regained consciousness, she told Twilight all about her planet and race and blah, blah, blah. After that, she is currently residing in Ponyville, studying the various plants and animals while slowly repairing her ship, which is proving rather difficult with the planet's limited technology.
I was gonna say that's gonna fucking suck, because interplanetary travel, finding the kind of equipment for that is gonna be really hard on a planet like whatever the one.
Light warp travel planet.
A pre-space travel planet.
Yeah.
a pre, like, most things planet.
Yeah, pre-industrial revolution planet.
they're in some super like position of being pre and post industrial
because
revolution.
the technology varies.
This particular character happens to be a little bit tropey of the typical, hey, I'm from space, I was given a ship, and oh no, I'm crash landed on this ship, and I'm now having to live with these weird people until I can fix my ship. The story is kind of, for the actual like ending bit, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, we get it, we've kind of heard that before, but the actual origin of this particular alien species of pony is rather new and unique, though I think the story doesn't like fit or fill to what the grand like interests that this pony is. Like, the fact that it's an alien, you could have had it be literally anything, but the fact that this is like this weird nebulous looking pony thing, I'm like, that's really interesting. I want to know more about that fact. Aesthetically, I think this pony is really, 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 really interesting and a great concept that I've never seen before. Well, other than like the latest episode that was like
the Tantabus.
The Tantabus being the nebulous pony that, like, you know, I don't know.
Nebulesque.
Yes.
Like, I have a feeling like it's somewhat inspired from that. Like, they took that idea and then rolled with it, like, or the aesthetic idea of it and just rolled with it. They pulled off space really well.
I think so too. It's very nice. Even though I think it might be just
yeah. And I like how face looks like a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has resemblances of a pony form, which it says in the description that her species was formed by when a race kind of like unicorns gave up their physical bodies, and then the suit maintains a physical form. So I like that it is resemblant to that. It's really cool. I like it.
I like it too. So, moving on to the next pony that needs to be checked out. It looks like we're going to Commander next.
Cool. The OSC that I brought this week is Speckle Horn. She is a deer, and she's a very interesting deer because she has some magical abilities, but we'll get into that in a second. So, Speckle comes from the forest of Rivendell. While deer rarely have magical abilities, Speckle's family, her father's pretty much, like, she's part of the ruling family. They sort of, over time, used selective breeding to get what little magical ability they've had to come together so that they can actually have people who have this natural magical talent, and they end up being the rulers or the next ruler of, like, the race or species. And they're pretty much, they're symbolic, or they are the equivalent of, like, alicorns, or, like, sort of god figures in the society. She's pretty much like a deer princess, and she's the youngest in her family, but is the only one who has the magical ability, so she's going to end up having to actually take over the whole kingdom. And even though she has this daunting task, she's kind of an introvert, which is got to make that a little bit hard. She's not necessarily shy, but she just sort of she's picky about who she, like, really associates with, and so it kind of comes off across as, like, rude or stuck up.
Oh, she'd be perfect for Canterlot.
I know, right? She'll travel to different countries and different places as kind of an ambassador, since she's not, like, actually ruling yet. She does this, and she's met with Twilight a couple times, like, at, like, meetings and stuff like that. But even though she does that, she still, like, since she's very introverted, she has hard times adjusting to the different cultures, and she's a little bit spoiled, you could say, and gets treated like, because she's, like, viewed as, like, a god. So when she goes to other places and they treat her just normal, she's kind of, like, confused and is like, what? Well, like, aren't you gonna, like, think that I'm, like, this crazy awesome thing? And, like, but over time she sort of, like, realizes that not everything's about her, which is nice. Because she's very ignorant of some of the different world outside of her forest home, and she then becomes sort of overly defensive and aggressive when people, like, bring up her ignorance, because she doesn't want to feel like she's ignorant, so she'll just call things, like, if somebody brings up something she's ignorant about, she'll be like, oh, that's silly or dumb or useless. And then eventually comes around to realize that she was being silly and dumb. Not
And
necessarily
useless.
and useless. Ha! But yeah, that's the gist of this pony. Also, she really likes plants, and if you get her started, she will talk forever.
For a deer OC, that's actually kind of a nicely fleshed out, well-rounded background as compared to like other deer OCs we've had.
But no, I like that they sort of created their own world within the like universe that like MLP takes place in, where they have this whole society of deer that I feel would naturally kind of flow into the universe and would integrate well.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess then we'll move on to aesthetics, and she's really cute.
I think she's really cute.
Oh, I love her aesthetics. I just that freaking face being all just like and those little freckles. I like the colors.
The one horn thing is interesting. Though, aren't like female deers don't they do not grow horns?
Well, it's not like antlers. It's like a specifically magical horn that is a very, very uncommon thing in deer.
Like a unicorn horn.
Except for like if having a unicorn horn was being an alicorn. I don't know. I don't know what exactly to even say on aesthetics. I just really like them. I have a lot more to say on this character. Like, can't think of really much. Is there anything you guys want to say on aesthetics?
I think they are really nice, warm colors. Yeah. It's a red and black OC, but it's red and it's black.
Red and black.
Yeah, the hair.
Red and green.
Yeah, that's green.
That's
brown?
Close enough. It's still a darkish, sort of charcoal-y color. And
this
red,
episode,
and it actually,
we see how people perceive colors differently.
Honestly.
What I'm saying is the fact that they are doing those two colors, but they are changing them up to look different and actually palatable to the eyes.
Yes. I like what they did with the species and gave it its own set, or put it in a place in the universe where it's aside, but it could still fit. And I think that the character herself is also really well thought out and well rounded, and I like pretty much all of it.
Cool. Thank you, Commander, for bringing on an interesting character such as that. Next up, we rolled a 4, so that means Smooth gets to go next.
This is Liquid Candle. Liquid Candle is a candle pony. You see her floating here. It's because her body is very not as heavy as a regular pony body, for one thing, and another thing later on. Her talent is lighting and making candles. Also, the candle means that she has different personalities and shyness. I'm not sure why that second part was also within the cutie mark part, or the talent part, because she does actually have different personality things and expressions, and as shown in the bottom right section. Because she's made of wax, candles made of wax, and her hair is actually a flame, she melts. She doesn't, it's described here that melting, I guess, isn't the correct way of saying it. It's more like sweating, sort of, because she's never going to run out of wax as long as she keeps herself together, I guess.
As long as she eats
her fruits and vegetables,
quote unquote. What the equivalent of eating for this candle pony race.
And she uses that wax that she sweats off, and infuses colors within them with a special kind of paint so that she can make art with them. She likes to stay in dark places, like especially her home, and she likes to play pranks on ponies who enter her house, and she pretends to be a ghost. And it works pretty well, considering the fact that she's actually floating thing that's dripping and has fire. I would assume that would be incredibly terrifying.
Yes. That would actually be horrifying if you couldn't guess.
In comparison, just think how we would react to a human being of that type of shape.
And you know what else helps her float?
The fact that she's
dead.
Ha! I called it.
Oh, she is a ghost.
It doesn't specifically say that she's a ghost, but it does say that she's dead. So most likely case, she is a ghost.
Is she haunting the body of, like, a bunch of wax, then?
Did she die in, like, a pit of wax?
Did she get burned to death by a candle?
Was she a normal pony originally?
All of these questions. My one thing to say about this. Please, I want to know so much more about this character.
No, wait, come back. I want to know more about you.
It's like, I can totally imagine,
because that's
like,
basically all the information.
I can totally imagine a ghost floating by, like, just a clump of wax and being like, yeah, there's no going back. And just, like, haunting the ball of wax and making a body out of it.
It's just like, I could haunt this, I could be inside this, take over this. I mean, wax, that sounds like fun. I mean, no one's done it yet. I mean, this world where nothing's original, I can do something original, at least. Jeez.
You know, those 3 emotions of anger, happiness, and surprise. Those are all the range of pony emotions.
I mean, with Flame, what do you think of? Anger and, I guess, surprise can make sense, and happy probably encompasses all of the other emotions.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm usually surprised if I run into...
Somber.
I'm usually surprised if I do run into an unexpected flame.
I definitely think some kind of sad or somber emotion would be applicable.
Maybe it's like her with her fire extinguished. Is there sad?
So if you add that, that would help. I think that would probably do it. I don't know. I think it's funny that she pretends to be a ghost, even though she kind of is.
Yeah,
to prank people.
It says in here that she doesn't know she's dead. So I'm not sure. I need to know the backstory.
I'm interested. I'm definitely interested.
Aesthetically, I really, really like this character. It's like, I mean, the flame is really only a flame in the surprise version of it, and the happy one, it's more like just a tame version of what you could possibly see as actual main colors, sort of. Maybe it gets a bit dark, but...
Yeah, not as dark as her anger.
Yeah, jeez. Goodness me, that angry.
Fire
that
so
edge.
hot it burns black.
I like her rainbow style, but at the same time, I absolutely hate it. I don't know why.
I just want her to fall into some of that special paint stuff and just come out looking like that. Like, oh no.
What have I done?
This is a bad thing.
This is going to take weeks to sweat off.
I like the eyelash. Because there are 2 of them.
Are there 2?
One on each eye.
Oh, one on each eye. I'm like, yeah, I like the eyelash.
And I love how they frizz so horribly in the angry version.
Yes. I like
Jeez. When eyelashes can be scary.
Yes.
Yeah. They pull off anger pretty well. They know how to do pony emotions.
Quite.
Also, like, the face on the happy one in the bottom right corner. Like...
It's adorable.
Like...
Would hug out of 10.
Like... I mean, you'd probably burn.
It would suck. I'd still do it. That face would get me through the pain. Ah!
I really like this character. I want more backstory on this character. I really like this character. She's really cute.
I have a feeling you really like this character. But, moving on from this character that you really, really like, we're going to have to move on to the last good OC this week and take a look at what Minnie brought.
This is Xenia. She is a merpony. She is an underwater performer / daredevil. So I'm imagining she does those cool, sick tricks underwater where you don't need a safety net at all. Because if you fall, you're not falling far.
Literally talent doing underwater tricks.
Yeah. She is a cocky extrovert who loves the spotlight. This is Rainbow Dash if she was a merpony. Like, I can continue to read through her character sheet and how she's like really kind to people and always likes to be supportive of them. And how she dislikes judgmental people, and how she really likes her attention and stuff, and how she likes sports. But, like, it's just Merpony Rainbow Dash.
Talent, underwater Rainbow Dash.
I like it.
Yeah, no, I like her. It's just a general kind of like archetypal character, but like far beyond My Little Pony.
It's not even like it's not Rainbow Dash, but Rainbow Dash is the greatest way of giving everyone an understanding of what this character is without sitting here and explaining it forever.
Yeah. Though she does like bragging, so that's pretty Rainbow Dash.
Yeah. And and one of her greatest fears is people not paying attention to her. Aesthetic-wise, this character is great. I like it a lot. It's a nice blue. I'm not a big fan of the color blue, but it fits with the watery theme. It makes me think of water things.
Yeah, the way that they melded, like, the pony parts and the fish parts, like, works pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
she looks like the type too, like with her haircut and her fins and shit. Xenia is a good OC, and I think Rosie Posey hit another home run. And I feel like you guys are all dickheads.
Even though we liked the OC?
I wasn't talking about the OC. Whoever said this was anything, that last one was not about the OC. Fuck you guys.
You just want to call us dickheads for the sake of calling us dickheads.
Underwater home run. You got
Underwater
it, mate.
home run.
Great. So it went 4 feet. Got it.